Que sais-je? I dedicate this video to Francois. Following on from my last video, what makes you think the foremost wit of his age / in history, who was also an absolute language scholar, only published in English? I think there's a reason why Montaigne was so influential on Shakespeare's work, as many scholars would probably tell you. Let's just have a look at the title page of the 1580 publication of his essays. Oh, there's a sun there. Also notice there's a cloud between the sun and the moon. Oh, there's a sun behind the head of this person. Oh, Ra. Oh, there's a Ra there as well. Actually, there's a Ra. If we take the Greek rho, there's a Ra there and Ra there, actually. And there. Oh, there's an or there. Oh, if we look, there's a V in that M. V, D. De Vere, maybe. You can see avec. There's a bit of a space between the V and the E there. V and E. Would Veer, maybe. Well, look, we have a. If you flip that, that would be a D. Some De Vere, maybe, potentially. Ed, De Vere, maybe. Okay. If we have a look up here, we have E and D. Ed or Edward de Vere. We also have, oh look, there's a V in the M. Edward de Vere. Well, if we look ICH, well, we've known from a few other videos that IHS, the first three letters of Jesus in Greek. Well, actually, it can also be written as an IHC, because the C is also a form of S in Greece, or can be written like that. How interesting. So his initials and Jesus. Well, we've got a Veer or Ed Beer there. Oh, and a T, his mark, but it also looks like a cross, doesn't it? And we have down there again, we've got Ed Veer or De Vere, maybe, perhaps a De Vere. Oh, and directly above that, look, we also have well, the same thing. A D. If we flip the P, E, and the V in the M, so directly above, we've got the same letters, and you've got a cross there. So you've got initials, cross, initials, cross as well. Oh, we've got an A and T. Remember the first and last letters, the Hebrew alphabet, closely related to the ox there. A relates to the ox, T the mark. Oh, and if we look down here, we've got two A's. Remember those two A's, very important. And ob, also quite important, I'd say, because if you translate ob from the Latin, well, that's four. So that's four. Yeah, how interesting. Well, four. It's got the or in there, doesn't it? Yeah, there's quite a lot of things going on. There's probably more I've missed as well, to be honest. Like the double V and the V in there. There's probably quite, and also if you notice the epsilons, curlies are in alignment. There's probably loads of things I've missed there, just to alert those to you. Well, let's have a look at to the reader. Always important. Reader, thou hast here an honest book. It doth at the outset forewarn thee that, in contriving the same, I have proposed to myself no other than a domestic and private end. I have had no consideration at all, either to thy service or to my glory. My powers are not capable of any such design. I have dedicated it to the particular commodity of my kinsfolk and friends, so that having lost me, which they must do shortly, they may therein recover some traits of my conditions and humours, and by that means preserve more whole and more lifelike the knowledge they had of me. Had my intention been to seek the world's favour, I should surely have adorned myself with borrowed beauties. It's just the oars there. I desire therein to be viewed as I appear in mine own genuine, simple, and ordinary manner, without study and artifice. For it is myself I paint. My defects are therein to be read to the life, and any imperfections and my natural form, so far as public reverence hath permitted me. If I had lived among those nations which, they say, yet dwell under the sweet liberty of nature's primitive laws, I assure thee I would most willingly have painted myself quite fully and quite naked. Thus, reader, myself am the matter of my book. There's no reason thou shouldst employ thy leisure about so frivolous and vain a subject. Therefore, farewell. How interesting. We have a look at this as well from a slightly later edition. You'll notice there's quite a few masks around this name here, and also if you have a look, well, there's a mirror to nature there, maybe, I don't know. There's a V clearly in the M. We've got a re slightly apart there. I love this with a passion. Look at this. That's an anagram. Sine and via. Nice, no? Sine and via. You might also notice the CH in there that we discussed a little bit earlier. V, E, and an L. That was important. Devere, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, and then if we have a look down here, we have a ra, and backwards as well with our row. The an, I'm not sure whether that's referring to English at some point. A row there as well, and an or, a ra there, sorry, and the double A. And I'm sure there's many other things that I've missed as well. But therefore, dear reader, farewell.